This was a piece of video that Russ found online with Steve Doocy versus Karine Jean-Pierre talking about the rhetoric of the campaign in the wake of the second attempt on Donald Trump's life. So let's take a look at this.
Somebody allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Peter, if anything from this administration, I actually completely disagree with the premise of your question, the question that you're asking. It is also incredibly dangerous in the way that you're asking it because American people are watching.
This is the White House press secretary version of "fuck me, no fuck you." That's a polite way of saying that. Hey, I was watching Jimmy stream last night.
I'm a dangerous kook. No, you're a dangerous kook.
Yeah, fuck me, no fuck you. I was watching Jimmy stream last night. Somebody gave a funny super chat about this. Why is she dressed like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber? Remember at the end of Dumb and Dumber when they go to the ball and he wears that bright orange suit? Yeah. It is. That's the same thing.
Or the Riddler.
And to say that?
That's right. Yeah, it's Riddler.
To say that from an administration who has consistently condemned political violence, from an administration where the president called the former president and was thankful, grateful that he was okay, from an administration who has called out January 6th, called out the attack of Paul Pelosi, called out and said we need to lower the temperature after the Butler incident, and now for you to make that kind of comment in your question, because your question involved a comment and a statement. And, it is, that is also incredibly dangerous.
Everything's dangerous. Everything's a threat to the republic. Everything is a danger to our safety. Yes, when you continuously invoke the idea in a country, whether it's true or not, where people are very invested in the idea that we are a democracy, when you continuously tell people that if this man is elected, it is going to be not only the end of democracy, it's going to be the beginning of a Nazi-type fascist regime oriented around this Project 2025. Yeah, man, you are telling certain people who are so inclined, well, what if you could go back in time and stop Hitler? The classic formulation. And yeah, of course that's going to happen. So this is just a duck and a dodge. Yes, they don't quite as clearly call for violence, but when you say that if this person is elected, it's the end of our system of government, it's the end of our way of life, you're tacitly calling for violence.
I mean, what I would say is that, in 2016, I think the major mistake that the Hillary campaign made was that they didn't just normalize Trump, right? They viewed Trump as some existential threat when really, if you could just normalize him and run against him based on what he stands for, what he wants to do as president. The problem is the Democrats in this cycle, they really can't do that, because Kamala is not running on any policy, and she's part of an incumbent administration with a horrible record. So they feel probably pigeonholed in the sense that the only thing we could do is create this image of Trump as an existential threat. Now, I will also say Donald Trump has not helped himself. He has only hurt himself in opening himself up to that. So some of the comments around this Springfield, Ohio case and around the issue of illegal immigration, these very visceral comments about raping our girls and stuff like that. I mean, that is inflammatory rhetoric in and of itself. So he has not helped himself. But for her to just turn that on the questioner and say, no, actually, you asking us to moderate is dangerous. I mean, come on, that is below her pay grade. She's supposed to do a better job than that. What she could say is, yeah, we should moderate our rhetoric. Donald Trump should moderate his rhetoric too, because if Donald Trump's going to come out here and create the specter in people's minds of Haitian migrants stealing their dog and barbecuing it, or raping our townspeople, which is what he said about a week ago in Tucson, Arizona, well, then you're kind of forcing our hand to at least call out that what this guy's saying is not normal, and that
Not
it
just
is
rape, ass rape.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes, without being too graphic, yes. Like she could have said that. Hey, you know, we would appreciate if Donald Trump would stop making these extreme comments, because when you do that, you're kind of leaving us no choice but to call out the fact that this is fascistic rhetoric on his part. And it is. We got into that with Kim Iverson last night. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to not call that out in the heat of a campaign season? So I sympathize with that. But this was a dodge. This was just turning it on him. Oh, you're asking us to moderate? That's extremely dangerous. Why? I mean, it's nonsense. In and of itself, that is a non-answer, a nonsensical answer.
Well, because what you're talking about is very specific to this particular moment and news cycle, but more broadly since 2016.
Yes.
They have been characterizing Donald Trump as an existential threat to the republic. So the argument that they have built an environment where in a country of, where are we at now? 350 million, 380 million. I'm not clear. But a lot of people, yeah, man, when you throw out that kind of rhetoric, some of them are going to think that it is on them to save the republic. Some people are going to take it that way. So yes, Trump doesn't help himself with that kind of rhetoric, but this long predates the Haitian barbecue accusations.
Good point, Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point. And that's something that I didn't think of. But you're right. Like the fact that this has been their attack on Trump for 8 years, which transcends the specifics of any particular news cycle.
Right.
You know, whereas Trump has moments where he definitely throws gas on a fire instead of cooling it off. And this is one of those moments. But of course, you know, these sort of frenzies are not whipped up overnight. You know, when the essence of your argument against someone is that they are a unique evil that must be stopped at all costs. Yes, that is a good point. Yeah. I buy that.
Please clap.